Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm dressed up as Sans from the new Undertale game. I apologise if I get any of these details wrong. I've not actually played the game itself, but either way, I actually had my friend Imran kind of brief me on the game, so just so I know as much as I can do about the character, so thank you so much for that, Imran. It's basically, what I can gather is this really 8-bit 2D kind of game, just really cute graphics, and yeah, this is one of the main characters from that game. It's just a fun, quirky, simple character makeup, which I wanted to do it simple, but I didn't want to go overly simple, hence why I did some shading and a different skull shape for the eyes and the temples and all that jazz. I just wanted to make it look a bit more visually interesting, so I hope this is okay. And since I think September this year, I've been getting a flood of requests for this character. So I'll flash the first few names of the first few people that requested this makeup on the screen here. And the very, very, very first person that requested it was Hoodoo Brown. I'll pop your name there. So thank you so much for being the first person that requested it. But thank you everyone that requested this look. I don't think I would have heard about this character if you guys hadn't requested it. So I really appreciate the request. So yeah, if you'd like to learn how to recreate this makeup, keep on watching. So step one involves blocking out both my eyebrows and applying a latex bald cap. Now you don't really have to apply a latex bald cap for this particular look. You could. I think the character sometimes wears a hood, but just so I can make this more versatile and so I don't have to have a hood up, I'm going to pop a bald cap on. So I'm going to pop a link here and here to 2 tutorials in the past where I've taught you guys how to block out your eyebrows and apply latex bald cap, just so I don't have to recap it in this video. Yeah, so as always, I'm going to go block out my eyebrows, apply my bald cap, and we shall go from there. There we are. So once I applied my bald cap and blocked out my eyebrows, I went around the edge of my bald cap with about 4 to 5 layers of liquid latex just to really blend off the edge. I also went over my forehead and eyebrows as well, just because there's not going to be much detail on the forehead, so I thought I might as well try and block my eyebrows out as much as possible. So on top of the spirit gum and wax, I went on with the latex, so it's completely safe to do that. And as you can see, I went over my ears with the bald cap as well, because obviously the character is a skeleton and he doesn't have ears. Yeah. Then I can take some Snazaroo Clown White and I'm going to apply that just in the main middle area of my face and just on the edge of my bald cap and the start of my neck, because once I've done that, because it's such a thick creamy product, I can use a kabuki brush and blend that colour outwards. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about going too far back past this area here, because it's going to be painted black in this area and it's going to be more of a silhouette. Yeah, and I've also haven't gone too much on my eyelids because I'm going to be painting that with black. So then I'm going to start working on the mouth. So I'm going to do this makeup very cartoony, not realistic at all. I'm not going to do much shading, much contouring. It's going to be very, very simple and cartoony. So I'm going to start by taking a M.A.C black Chromacake watercolour, so just a black watercolour, and I'm going to start by tracing on the shapes that I want for the cheeks, because it's going to be a very cheesy mouth, but it's going to have 2 really, really strong round cheeks to emphasise the grin. So I'm just going to take a really strong angle brush and I'm just going to do 2 half circles just on my cheeks, just so I've got an area where the mouth is going to end. Then I'm just going to join them on into a really, really cheesy, cartoony mouth with just teeth going downwards. Okie dokie, so nothing too neat for now, because I'm going to go in a minute and just neaten things up after I've done some of the shading. So I'm going to take a M.A.C black paint stick and I'm just going to apply that just on the outside edge of the cheeks, not over the teeth yet. I just want to apply it just here and then blend it towards the centre of the face, only by about a centimetre, which is going to make the cheeks look like they're standing out more and casting a shadow. And then I'm going to do the same on the first tooth, so I'm going to make this area quite dark and then blend it towards the middle. Then I can just go on with my Collection 2000 Extreme Felt Eyeliner pen in black, and I'm just going to neaten up the whole mouth area, not the cheeks, just the mouth. I'm just going to go over each line just to make things a bit thicker and darker. Then I'm going to take some more of the white cream and I'm just going to brighten up the cheek area just so it's completely clean of any of the black, just so it stands out a bit more. Then onto the eyes. So I'm not going to do a regular skull shape, I'm going to do them as the character looks, which is quite round but kind of oval but completely round edges. So I'm going to use the black M.A.C watercolour, the Chromacake, and I'm going to start it as a good rule of thumb. I'm going to start it just as my tear ducts finish, but I'm going to have it about maybe a centimetre or two after my eyes finish, because I want it to be quite large and quite elongated, but I'm going to have it go up maybe just to where my eyebrows stop at their highest point, I think, but not too low down, because I want there to be a fair enough gap in between that and the cheeks. And then keeping with the black watercolour, I'm just going to take most of the colour off and then sweep one line either side of the eye down, not so it reaches the cheeks, but I'm just going to do one line that tapers off either side, just so like stress lines like eye bags. Then before I do anything else, I'm just going to work on the silhouette. So I'm going to take the black watercolour and I'm going to map out the shape that I want around the edge of the skull, and it's going to bow in slightly here with two lines going across the cheekbones, but then it's going to go underneath my chin. I'm just going to time lapse it so you can see where I've gone, and then I'll start filling the back area out just so I can show you exactly where things go. So that's quite crude for now, but you can see where I've gone. I've just marked an outside edge so I can see exactly how far I'm going. It's a lot easier to add than subtract the colour, so it's easy to start out and then go closer in if you need to. But so I've got this line here, so I'm going to leave that as it is for now, and all this area here is going to be painted black. So I'm going to stop about there on my neck, because I think the costume is going to be covering most of that. So I'm just going to take the black watercolour and colour all of that area in black, so it looks like a silhouette poking forward. Okay, so I've got these two little points either side of the face, and the rest of it is all black. So then I'm going to take the black watercolour again, and I'm going to do a little tiny triangle on the end of my nose. So it's kind of like a jack-o'-lantern nose. So it's a bit different than the usual skull nose that I do, which is usually like a little fox with two ears, so I'm going to try my best not to do that this time. Then I'm just going to take some MAC Fluidline in Blacktrack, which is just a cream that's safe for the waterline of your eyes. And I'm just going to apply that in the top and bottom waterline of my eyes, just to really get rid of any of the pink showing through, just so it's completely black. Okay, backtrack a tiny little bit. I kind of went back and changed my eye shape. I know I said I was going to do it cartoony, but I feel the look needed something else a little bit more complex than the rest of the face. So I've changed the eyes just to make them look a bit more skull shape like, but also a bit more acquisitive. So it's got the high arch in the middle and it loops down just so it looks more mischievous, I think. I don't know. And I've added the little bone structure bit here just to make it look more eye socket like. It's up to you guys which you prefer, either the round cartoony eyes or a more realistic skull shape. Then I'm just going to do one tiny little extra bit, which I wasn't going to do, but because I've done the eyes, I just want to make it like a tiny bit more interesting to look at, so there's something on the forehead. So I'm going to take the black watercolour, only a tiny bit of it, and I'm just going to take most of the colour off and then shade around the eyes, so up and around then down, like that, and then maybe some just here for the temples. Nothing too major or too complicated. And then I'm going to blend all this colour inwards with a tiny bit more water, hardly any colour. I can just take that colour and then just blend it out so it completely tapers off. It just makes the brow bone and the forehead area look a bit more prominent. So nothing major, just a few little lines going around the eyebrows and a few down here just to make the temple stand out a bit. Not much at all, I'm just making it a tiny bit darker. Okay, so I've just messed around with some of the hollows of the skull, so I've just done a line going around the temples and the middle of the skull here, but I've just had the colour fading outwards here and then towards the middle here. You just do that by adding a little bit more water to the black and just fading it in so it disappears completely. The line that you want to be the deepest hollow has got to be the darkest point, so as long as it's a clean, crisp edge, it should look realistic. Yeah, so I didn't want to do it like massively dark because, as I said, I still want to keep the cartoony theme going. So I'm not going to do anything else now because otherwise it will start turning into a more technical makeup than an actual cartoony style makeup, and I don't want to detract from the simpleness of this makeup. So I'm going to pop in my contact lenses, the costume, and I think I'm done. And there we go, that's the look complete. So I finished the look off by popping in 2 contact lenses, which I got from ScaleraXL.com. I popped the link in the description bar below. I popped in a completely black Scalera lens, which is meant to be his hidden eye, and a white and black Scalera lens, which is meant to be the glowing eye, which I think in the actual game is meant to be like a bright yellow or a bright blue, but I don't know, I wanted to keep the whole like black and white aspect of this makeup, and this is a really bright eye that I have, so I thought we might look really good with the whole white face and that, so I hope that's okay. It's actually meant to be his like attack mode from what I can gather, where one eye kind of glows and the other one kind of disappears. Yeah. The costume is just a white shirt and a blue hoodie which I had lying around. The gloves, these amazing things, are from buycostume.com. I actually used them in my Ghost Pirate makeup tutorial. They're just awesome skeleton gloves. I love them. So yeah, that's my makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you liked my take on the character of Sans. I just think it's a fun, cartoony, simple makeup with obviously the exception of the ball cap, but as I said, you could always just put your hood up. You don't have to have a ball cap on. But yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you like it, please make sure to, you know, the usual, rate, comment and subscribe and all that jazz, because you have no idea how much that helps me out. And yeah, so until next time, bye guys.